So you know that question that you have, why should I hire a digital marketing agency? I'm going to answer that question in this video. It's Paul Tobey here from Training Business Pros. Thanks for joining me. I have 5 very solid reasons why you should be hiring a digital marketing agency if you want more business. And by the time you get to the end of this video, you'll have a pretty clear understanding of why to do it and why you should not go it alone. Let's get started. All right, so we're tackling the question, why should I hire a digital marketing agency? Well, as someone who's been in the digital marketing business for many years, I can tell you most of my clients haven't got a clue on how to do what we actually do, but you may. So if you want to go it alone, that's cool, but please understand what you're getting into. I'm going to give you 5 solid reasons why you would want to hire a digital marketing agency for your business. Let's get going. Number 1, because you want more business and you want it now. So digital marketing is not the easiest game in town. And if you really don't know what you're doing, then it could cost you a lot of time and energy going in the wrong direction. Plus the fact you're probably going to have to learn some things. So you might have to take a course here and there, and then you're going to have to implement something, but without any experience, do you really know if it's going to work or not? So if you want more business, it's a good idea to go to someone who has experience with businesses just like yours. And of course, I have experience with thousands of small businesses in multiple niches, and I kind of know what works. Well, wait a second. I don't kind of know. I know what works for some businesses and does not work for others. Can you say the same thing for your knowledge? So that's really important. If you want business and you want it in the door as soon as possible, so it's a good idea to hire a digital marketing agency to get that business in the door as soon as possible. All right, let's move on to number 2. Because you don't know what you don't know. And I can tell you, digital marketing is complicated. It is very, very data driven. So let's say you're not that great with numbers and data and statistics. Then this is probably not the game for you. There are multiple layers of data driven activities, such as building traffic and analyzing the conversion strategies and taking a look at statistical information from AdWords and analytics and all of this stuff. And if that's really not your game, then it's probably not a good idea to get involved in that. Think about it like this. I'm pretty good with numbers, but I don't really like and enjoy or know anything really about accounting, profit and loss statements and taxes and all of that stuff. So I hire somebody to do that because that's not my game. So think about that from the perspective of if data, analytics, and metrics and all of the stuff associated with digital marketing is not really your thing, and you know innately that it's extremely complicated, and if you don't know that, I can tell you that it is, then you might want to just hire somebody to handle that for you, just like I hire my own accountant and bookkeeper. All right. So if you are thinking about diving in and doing it yourself, that's great. Or if you want to know what's involved, then it's a good idea to hop on over to trainingbusinesspros.com, click the free marketing course button, and it is a 5-module course that'll walk you through many of the strategies that we utilize with our clients. These are solid strategies and proven formulas that work. So I would suggest you go check that out. And then if you go, wow, that seems like a lot, then give us a call, book some time, and we'll talk about how we can employ those strategies for your company. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Because your time is worth more for what you do than the time that a digital marketing agency will take. Again, think about it like this. My son just bought a house, okay? His first house, he's 24 years old, it's a standalone house, and it needs some work. It needs a complete paint job, for one. And so is it a good idea for him, who runs his own company, and one sale for his company is in the neighborhood of $500, is it a good idea for him to take twice as long as a professional painter at the amount of money that he makes for one sale, let's say it costs him 30 minutes of his time to make a sale, is it worth it to hire somebody else if he's making $1,000 an hour? Absolutely. So you really have to think about that. You're good at what you do, and what do you get paid for what you do? If you just spend more time doing that and less time working at a bunch of strategies that you may or may not know much about, then it's probably going to pay off dividends for you to kind of hire somebody else, because now you have money in your pocket and you can go hire somebody to take care of what needs to be taken care of. Let's move on to number 4, because a website is not a marketing plan. You know, we used to live in a world where if you built a website, and I used to train people on this all the time. I stopped digital marketing training because frankly, it just got too complicated for most people. And we're talking about traffic strategies and advanced website formulas, landing pages, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, CRM technology, automated marketing funnels, all of this kind of stuff. It just got way too complicated for most business owners to handle. So we don't even really do the advanced training courses that we used to do. And so if you think about the previous world where if you threw up a website and you were pretty good at SEO, it brought some traffic and you could create a mailing list and away you went. But that world isn't really here anymore. There's a lot of competition, lots of digital marketing agencies out there pumping out great formulas for their clients. And of course, you have plenty of competition online. If you're not aware of that, just go and Google what you do and see all of the competition, not just the advertising by other companies, but all the SEO as well. And you'll get a sense that, hey, maybe I need some help with that. I think most business owners innately understand that, but some maybe not so much. So what I would suggest to you is that just don't go to Wix and build a website and think that that's going to work. You can build the greatest website with cookie cutter tools from like Wix or GoDaddy or whatever, but that's not a plan. And people actually have to find that and opt in and do something. And again, that's not really part of what those companies do. They build cookie cutter websites based on previously made up templates that make it easier for you to build a site. But like I said, a website, it's not really going to work for you. There are plenty more strategies for digital marketing than just building a pretty website. All right, we've arrived at the final one, number 5. And I think this is the most important one because mistakes and time cost you money. So I think the real reason you want to work with a professional is you don't really understand the mistakes that you're making. For example, did you really understand fully that a website in and of itself is not a marketing plan? That's a mistake. I think any company, small business, large business, whatever, if you head on over to a cookie cutter, template-driven website builder and you start piecing together some photos and some not really super marketing copywriting, and I have been training people for years on hypnotic copywriting. Most people don't know the first thing about that. If you start to just piece things together, then you're kind of like throwing mistakes out there that you don't really know you're making. And you may even be proud of what you've done. Hey, look at the website that I built, and you're sending your clients there and everything, and the client gets there and the client has a different view of things than you do. You're super proud of what you built, but most people don't really care about that. What they care about is what they want. And does your landing zones, landing pages, marketing pages, blog, everything, videos, does all of that speak volumes about what you actually do and how you solve their problems? And that's really where an expert comes in. So here's what I'd like to do. If it's going to cost you tons of mistakes, let's do one thing. All you need to do is book some time with me. I consult with literally thousands of companies a year. I would highly recommend that you reach out to me. You can do it through the comments below, or you can go to trainingbusinesspros.com and book some time through my calendar. And we'll have a conversation about maybe some of the mistakes that you've made so far and how we're going to rectify those mistakes. Because time and mistakes cost you money.